Welcome, Joe. Okay, everybody. We're going to give people a few more minutes to log on, and then I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you guys can follow along. And just so everybody knows, this will be recorded this time, and so it'll be recorded and posted, so you can share it, you can go back into it and check it out afterwards. So, yeah. Okay. Let's give people a few more minutes. I have a couple of different clocks that say a few different times, so I want to give people the opportunity to log in. Biggest thing is make sure that when you log in, make sure that you are on mute. Before I get started, I'll make sure I try to put everyone on mute for you. Okay. Okay. So it looks like we will go ahead and get started now, and as people trickle in, great. I'll try to make sure that I put everyone on mute for this so that there's no background noise. If you hear background noise of a dog barking or a dog moving, that is my roommate's dog, so I apologize in advance. But we'll try to keep the background noise to a minimum. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Okay. So is everyone able to see the PowerPoint? Yes, perfect. Okay, awesome. So today we're going to talk about food as medicine, so building a healthy immune system. So the reason we're talking about this now is because a lot of us here, including myself, have run a fall marathon. And so we are going to talk about how to make sure you don't get sick. Maybe you're already feeling like you're getting a little sick. But this is going to be all about how to use your food as medicine so you can, in the moment now, and then also in the future, build a healthy immune system. So what are we going to cover? First off, congratulations. That's what we're going to cover. You all have completed a marathon, or you're about to complete a marathon, so you've gone through a lot of training. Maybe you completed another big endurance event out there. Whatever it is, congratulations on that. Second, what is food as medicine? Building a strong immune system using food. And then food to heal, so specific ailments that we may feel coming on, things that we may actually experience, and what specific foods are going to help heal us in those moments. And then we'll have a time for questions after. So food is medicine. So this is a term you might see. There's a lot of books out there that have this as a title. There's a lot of alternative medicine is a lot of times what uses food as medicine. Doctors will prescribe food rather than prescriptions in alternative medicine. So that is what this is. You can see some of the different photos using, your fruits, your veggies, to make sure you're getting plenty of your vitamins and minerals in. And we'll talk about why that's important because you're where your immune system is located within your body. But food as medicine is definitely, food Food is Medicine is looking at the whole spectrum of food and how it can benefit us in the long run. So our immune system is actually equal to our gut health. So gut microbiome, this is something that is a kind of a word that is a buzzword nowadays. We might hear it a lot, more in social media and popular media, is our gut health or our gut microbiome. So it is the micro population living in our intestines. So it might seem kind of gross, but that's where our digestion happens. That's where we produce vitamins, actually, certain vitamins within our bodies. And we actually regulate our immune system within our gut bacteria. So you can see the picture there, talking about good and bad bacteria. So for a long time, our culture has said that bacteria is a negative thing, that all bacteria out there is a negative thing. We want to get rid of bacteria. Bacteria is bad. Antibacterial, soap, all the things out there that are antibacterial. Well, now we are learning, and it's becoming more common knowledge, that there's actually good bacteria. There's bacteria that our bodies actually need in order to produce vitamins, to digest food, and ultimately, like what we're talking about today, build a healthy immune system. So today I'm going to talk about not only how to get that good bacteria, but how to keep that good bacteria alive and healthy. So the first thing is whole nutrient-dense foods. This goes for anything, but whole nutrient-dense foods is how you're going to make sure that you get plenty of vitamins, minerals, protein, fat, carbohydrates, all the things that your body needs in order to sustain life. This is where you're going to get it. So that means going to the outside of the grocery store, the outside aisles, the outside perimeter of that grocery store. That is where your whole nutrient-dense foods live. So that is where you want to make sure that you're getting plenty of those foods filling your grocery cart comparative to that inner aisles where there are more processed foods that can ultimately be helpful in some scenarios, but from an immune system and building a healthy immune system, we need those whole nutrient-dense foods that come from the earth. Next is going to be dietary fiber. So some of you may hear or even see now there are products that are probiotic pills that have prebiotics. So prebiotics, to debunk that or to make that a better terminology, prebiotics is actually dietary fiber. So when you look at a nutrition label or anything like that, prebiotics is actually going to be your dietary fiber. So we all need plenty of fiber in our diet, and there's ebbs and flows, especially for endurance athletes when you need that. But dietary fiber is the food that our probiotic, the good bacteria, we need. So where do we get that fiber? Lots of fruits and vegetables. That's where we get it from. So you can get that from different types of vegetables. So, sorry guys. You can get that from your different vegetables, leafy greens, things of that nature, and then also fruit as well. You can get that also from whole grains and things like that, but mainly we want to get that from your fruits and your vegetables. Next, so high levels of polyphenols. Fancy word, super scientific. But ultimately, this list of vegetables and fruit is where you're going to get those polyphenols from. So your spinach, onions, asparagus, whole grains. Berries, grapes, and cherries. This is where you're going to get plenty of polyphenols. So, excuse me. This happened last time, guys, a few months ago at one of the webinars. Lost a little bit of my voice as we go into it. Apologize. So you want to make sure you're getting plenty of those things in. As you can see, a lot of those things are high in fiber as well. So they combine with the polyphenol, they combine with the fiber to make sure that you're getting plenty of that in for immune system. Okay. Fermented foods. So fermented foods with live microbes. So this is your probiotic. So some of you may take probiotic pills. Others may get your probiotics from food. It just depends on what you were looking for. So you can see there in the picture at the bottom right that those are some things that have some live that are fermented foods. So getting those things in, that's going to get your probiotics in your body without to give you the good bacteria, because over time we can actually kill the good bacteria, whether we're on antibiotics or we eat a specific diet that might not be conducive to creating a healthy gut. So we need to make sure that we're reintroducing good bacteria. That's where probiotics come in. So here's a list of some great probiotic foods. I have the list over to the left of yogurt, sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir, kombucha, tempeh, and miso. There's definitely plenty of others, as you can see to the right, the 13 great probiotic foods that Dr. Axe puts out. So being able to get one of these in daily is going to help make sure you get plenty of probiotics. So this is a great list. Like I said, we're recording this, so you can get this list at another time as well. So this slide, this is for three different things that I think a lot of us might go into. So I will go over we all kind of go over that common cold. Some of you might be feeling that now with the weather change, things of that nature. But on the left is the things that the illnesses we might go through. And then on the right are specific foods or things within foods, so like probiotics, things like that are going to help us get better. So if you've already gone down with a common cold, a lot of times people are like, drink orange juice or, drink hot tea and all these things. And those things aren't bad by any means, but there's more you can be doing. So getting ginger in your diet, if you're cooking with ginger, if you make a smoothie with ginger, however you like to incorporate ginger into your diet, ginger is going to help heal you from that common cold. Citrus, it's better if you can definitely get your citrus from a orange juice, but it is actually better to be getting that from your whole nutrient-dense foods, because then you're getting the fiber in as well. Probiotics as well, like we talked about. And then pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are actually really great because they have a high amount of magnesium and zinc, which are really going to help you heal up really nicely from a cold. So those are really great kind of snack. You can add that in as well. Fatigue. So not really an illness, but one of those things that we might all experience, especially post-marathon. So those are a few foods: chia seeds, bananas, spinach, green tea. These are things that are going to help boost your energy from providing you with your vitamins and your minerals, the nutrients that you need in order to keep your body going. So a lot of electrolytes in those items as well. Lastly, infection. So obviously we hope that none of us have infections, but sometimes it happens. So your yogurt is going to have your probiotics. It's going to help your healthy gut within your small intestines and your intestines, just to make sure you have plenty of good bacteria. Cauliflower is a good detoxer, so it can clear everything out that's bad within your body. Kale is really great. It's a really deep, dark leafy green. It's going to help clear anything out that's maybe causing an infection and provide you with a lot of vitamins and nutrients. Garlic is really great as well to cook with. It's going to help just benefit you if you have an infection. And then poultry from a protein standpoint. So here I wanted to list some just natural antibiotics. So these antibiotics are not going to completely destroy your gut bacteria comparative to medicine that is provided you. And by no means am I putting this up here saying, don't take antibiotics, don't listen to what the doctor's saying. That's not what this is. This is to just provide you with some additional resources so that way you can make sure that you're doing everything in your power to fight an infection. And especially using your food as the most powerful, for sure. So your garlic, like I mentioned, honey is a great one. That's a lot of times people put honey in their tea when they're sick. Echinacea, cloves, oregano, and then ginger. So specifically the echinacea and the ginger herbs, as you see, I have the Noon Immunity. So I have that as well. And I take that actually pretty often. It's not only great for recovery because it's an anti-inflammatory, but it's going to be really great for building up your immune system and that antibiotic feel for your gut. So these are some great things here. So now we've talked about all these different things, talked about how specific foods can really help heal you in different times, why it's important because of your gut health and keeping it really good, because we've stressed our guts out a lot through the last couple months of training, and then especially on race day. That is the most stress you ever put your body through, which is actually putting your intestines through a lot of stress. So now we want to heal it. So I challenge you all to choose 2 to 3 of the foods that we talked about today and add that into your week. So maybe it's the banana. Maybe you're already having bananas. That's great. But maybe it's adding in some kale or some spinach or something like that. Or maybe it's finding an herb or a spice and try cooking with that this week. A lot of us out there who maybe did run Chicago Marathon, you have so much more free time right now because you're not running. So you have time to cook. You have time to be in the kitchen. All that extra time, try in a new herb or spice. And then here's one meal with combos of foods. So things that we talked about. Yogurt, great probiotic. Add some honey to that to sweeten it up a little bit. Great antibiotic. And then blueberries, great antioxidants, anti-inflammatory. A salad with some spinach, some berries, some whole grains, add some chicken on there, whatever you want to put in for protein. All those things are combos that are really going to help long haul. So that is all I have for you guys today. I always like to put out here at the end of these webinars, my contact information. I ask that you share this on social media. So tag me on social media, both Run with Nader and Run Performance Nutrition. And then follow on Facebook. I post about stuff on there all the time. Then ultimately, if you want to learn more about how you specifically in your body can handle the immune system and how you're building that up, feel free, reach out, schedule a consultation. I'd love to talk to you about it further. But now I'd like to open it up to questions. Okay. How's everyone feeling so far? All right. Well, it doesn't seem like there's any, doesn't seem like there's any questions. I don't think anybody has anything. So great. Like I said, this is recorded, so I'll be posting this up and I'll send out the link to you guys. Thank you so much for joining me for this October webinar. And please tag me in social media and look out for the next webinar that'll be in November and what that'll be and any following events coming up. Have a great evening, everyone.